Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Zenaton, and welcome to today's video for Legends of Runeterra. Today, what are we going to be looking at? We're looking at an old favorite of mine. We're going to be looking at some Aurelion Soul Thresh control. I've been looking at a lot of different control decks over the past week or so, trying to find some kind of control list out there that I really enjoy. That's not Darkness because, well, one, I think Darkness is just not that good in the meta at the moment. Uh, and I haven't found anything yet. So now I'm gonna be looking at some older lists, maybe with some changes, some new cards. But for now, we're gonna be looking at Aurelion Soul Thresh. No new cards in here because it hasn't really gotten new cards. But I think Shadow Isles is strong. So perhaps Aurelion Soul Thresh is good because nothing else is really going over the top of this deck. So let's go and look at the list. All right, so like I was saying, this deck fairly nothing new here, fairly known list. We're probably going to go through the actual deck discussion very quickly just to get into the games. Because there's nothing really new and special about the deck, just a lot of removal with some value cards to win the game. Aurelion Soul, basically, and Star Shapings are our win cons. This deck's it's been around for as long as I'd say Aurelion Soul's been in the game. At least some kind of form. This Shadow Isles Aurelion Soul control. Shadow Isles got its Vengeance buff, and Vengeance is nice now. There are other decks out there that are playing Shadow Isles, but this is just the I don't want anyone to go later than me. I want to be the late game deck in every single matchup. So that's the idea with this deck. Sure, combo decks are kind of sad, like I don't know, Ezreal Karma, which has been seeing a small uptick in popularity, but the deck is still strong. And of course, like a lot of control decks, you will tech it and fine tune it to whatever you see in the meta. For example, Spacey Sketcher giving Equinox is great against things like Broadwing, so is Blinded Mystic, etc., etc. You can play like more Pale Cascades, Guiding Touches, so on and so forth. More early game, like more Lunari Duskbringers. But yeah, I think the deck is actually pretty solid right now. You've got the Target, just value pile, Priestesses, Telescope is great too. Priestess gives you access to Comet, so you have game against landmark decks, Bandle Tree basically. And with all these late game oriented cards, you're very unlikely to lose a late game oriented game. A game where I'd say if you go past turn 10, you're probably winning the game. I will say this, Aurelion Soul is a little unreliable, mostly because there's a lot, or at least more, I don't know how to put it, but I feel like there's a lot of aloof travelers in the meta. More than there were at least last season. And aloof traveler is Aurelion Soul's one of his biggest nightmares. But even if you discard both of your Aurelion Souls, you have Star Shaping. No like Clutch of Dragons in here, no Eclipse Dragons, just a little too much late game, but you can definitely put it in if you want. I just think I think Blinded Mystic is so good because of Broadwing. So let's go through the cards really quick and talk about them. Duskbringer is just good because it gets on the board early and it gives you something to discard to Sketcher. Sketcher giving Equinox is great. The versatility is just amazing, and sometimes you just get rid of cards that are just not good in certain matchups, like Hush. Guiding Touch, just a little bit of a cycling card here, and the heal is nice too. 2 Telescopes. The Telescope is a great card, but it's a little tempo negative. But it helps you in certain matchups where they don't have too many pings. 3 Goats, giving you some gems. Gems are great for Thresh to heal them, so you can actually pull out an Aurelion Soul with Thresh, and they're good to discard a Space Catcher too, of course. 1 of Pale Cascade, just some cycling and a decent combat trick. 3 Vile Feast. You're a control Shadow Isles deck, you'll probably play 2 to 3 Vile Feast, and the card's pretty good in the current meta. 2 Hushes. Hush is just strong right now. Silences are strong in the meta, so Hush is great. Hush is great against Formidable, so play them. 3 Solari Priestesses. I feel like if you are a Targon control deck, you should be playing 3 of these. Comet is just too strong. And it's pretty much our main way of dealing with a Bandle tree. Sure, we can get Supernova, but that's much, much later. Tomb Blinded Mystics. The silence is really why we're playing this card, but the buff is good too. Mostly just look at it as like a 4-mana 4/3, which silence it with a Equinox on a stick. That can pierce Spell Shield too. 3 Star Shapings. Basically just here to help stabilize us and find a win con. Nothing much besides that. 3 Threshes. Great guy. Pulls out, helps you cheat out a Aurelion Soul. And box is strong. 3 Whales. Might be too much, but just more and more healing to help you stall. Ranger's Resolve is popular though, so you could consider cutting out some of these whales for boxes. But whale is just pretty good because of the heal. 1 of Piercing Darkness. Kind of just basically the 4th Vengeance that can heal. 5, draining 5 from most things is going to kill a lot of things. But the heal is the big thing, really. 1 of Sunburst. Again, it's like another Vengeance. Not a fast speed card, but it's still fine. And it's pretty good against certain decks too, like Pantheon decks, so it's nice as a 1 of. 3 Vengeances. Vengeance is busted, so we'll play all 3. 2 Atrocities. This is actually going to be probably how you win a lot of games. Atrocity on a big Celestial or Aurelion Soul is just so much damage. A lot of Celestials have Spell Shield, so it's actually kind of hard to remove them in response to an Atrocity, so this card is great and has great synergy with this. I mean, we've seen this synergy before. This is an oldish combo. Mono, Targon, 37 or 38 Targon cards, 2 Atrocities has been a thing for a while. Not really anymore because of power creep and other things, but Atrocity with a big Targon Celestial is still a powerful combo. 1 of Ruination, just the oh no button, I gotta clear the board kind of thing. And it's also decent against Field of Rush. And while Field of Rush itself isn't that popular, Pharaoh's Financier is still a thing that can show up. So it's solid. Plus, it's pretty decent against things like Yordle and Arms or 4 Demacia, decks that are playing those. So Scouts and just Demacia go wide Yordle and Arms. So Ruination is decent as a 1 of. And 2 Aurelion Souls. The big daddy of late game. He's here and he's like, I'm just here to be pulled out of Thresh, and in case your opponent gets any idea of trying to go later than you, Aurelion Soul is here. Anyway, like I said, not much to talk about with the deck. Game plan's pretty simple. Just survive until you can start playing your big late game haymakers, Aurelion Souls, and Star Shapings. Leveling up Thresh. Usually if you level up and attack in with Thresh, you win the game because getting a free, quote-unquote, free Aurelion Soul summon is crazy good. So that is a thing you want to try for, but I wouldn't say, like, put all your eggs in one basket and go only for that. But still a decent thing to try for. Anyway, though, I think this deck is fairly strong in the current meta. I think Vengeance is strong, Shadow Isles is strong in the meta, and I don't want anyone to go later than me. So, yeah. Probably could use a little more early game, but we don't want to put too much early game and then struggle against other decks that also want to go late, like Tri-Beam or something. So, yeah, we're trying to get away with the bare minimum early game, which is pretty much what we got here. You could also fit in a 6th champion. We're only playing 5 champions. You could try and fit in a 1 of Zoe or a Felios if you'd like. Maybe even an Elise or a Kindred. There's some options there, but we're just taking a stock standard list here and taking it for a spin on ladder to see how it goes. So, let's get into some games. Okay, so we got a Demacia, Yordle and Arms, go wide deck. Ruination's actually not a crazy idea to keep. And I think I'm going to keep it so I can play Ruination in response to a Yordle and Arms. I think I'll just keep this, Loping Telescope and Vile Feast. Just some good, solid early game. If I didn't have these cards, I would probably not keep Ruination, but this is a really good hand right now. Hush, not so good, but the rest of the hand, pretty solid. Goat for just giving me some gems. That's actually really, really solid. And we're just going to play the Goat here. We even get a free attack here. That's pretty great for us. Free attack, free gem, whatever you want to call it. Atrocity, not the greatest. But yeah, Blinded Mystic. pretty solid draw here. We can silence the lantern or whatever it's called. Might silence Mayor. We're just going to summon a telescope really quick. Equinox on the lantern. I'm going to keep calling it lantern. Or Mayor is pretty solid. I'm going to silence the Mayor now. This might be a misplay, but I like doing this now so they don't get another discount. But yeah, we're starting to fall behind in tempo, but it's not too bad yet, and Withering Wail is great. The deck plays 1 to 2 Rangers Resolves, but a lot of people don't play Whales anymore. Our opponent might not be thinking of that. That is a great thing to silence. And we'll buff our goats, I think.
She called me betrayer.
So that's actually really good. That's pretty much killing the card there. Sure, it's still a body to take a Yorlin Arms buff, but it's still pretty good. Seedling's gonna have barrier, that's whatever. We'll just take 3. That's no problem at all. But yeah, just sitting back, trying to buy as much time as possible. Pretty solid draw there. Hopefully I get a Comet or a Meteor Shower. Golden Sister is actually not a bad idea too, in fact. I wish I had a Vengeance. If I had a Vengeance, I would consider taking this Sister or Traveler even. This one's actually a very tough choice here. I don't think I'm going to take Comet. That might be bait to take Comet. I think I have enough healing, so I'm going to skip out on the Golden Sister. So it's between Comet and Traveler, and my hand is not that great, which is why I'm thinking of Traveler, and I'm taking it. All right. Yeah, we'll just pass for now. If they open attack in, we'll just silence Gnar and block him. Thresh is a great draw. If this is a Yordle in Arms, we just respond with Ruination and hopefully win the game. Like I was saying, hopefully win the game here with this. And this is why we kept that Ruination in our opener. That's annoying. They still get a 7 damage. Oh god, am I dead?
Tristana, and I take point.
I might actually be dead now.
Locked, loaded, and ready to rocket.
I'm taking 13 damage. That's quite a bit. It's quite a bit of damage. Yeah, I think I'll just summon Thresh. So my game plan now is Withering Wail and Vile Feast to buy us some time. Hope they don't have a rally, but I can kind of answer a rally. The impacts are the worrying thing. So we're just going to pull in this. Have our Withering Wail ready to go. Wail Hush on Tristana seems to be the plan. And if they have Rangers Resolve, we just lose. So it's going to be one of these games. Rangers Resolve, we lose. No Resolve, we win. We can actually summon that, too. Alright, so start with this. Block. And then a little bit of that. And no Resolve. Please. I love it. You love to see it so much. Do I level up Thresh? He's still a bit away from a level up. I'm not going to heal him with my gem. Yeah, because Buster Shot's, 3 damage anyway. Just going to pass. Don't want to waste my time playing these units.
Gunners carry guns.
Oh boy. All right. Rally. I'm just going to play Telescope. Hopefully they don't have Pokestick. If they have Pokestick, I die. Harrowing's interesting. But I'll take the Equinox. Alright, if they have Pokestick, I lose. GG. And they had Pokestick. RIP. Okay. So, Yuumi. Yuumi Pantheon. This is one of the decks we want to see. Hush is not that great in this matchup because of attach, Yuumi. Good hand, though. Really decent hand. If I can find Vengeances, which I found, Comets, Blinded Mystics, Spacey Sketchers giving me Equinox, that's pretty much all I'm looking for in this matchup. Should be an easy free win for us here. Another Demacia deck, though, like the other game, which was what? Demacia, Yordle, and Arms. But unlike that deck, which went wide, this one's just going tall. And we drew our Sketcher. So we have a... I don't want to say guaranteed win because Invoke RNG can screw me over. And I will just play this Mounted Goat. Want to play your own Goat? No Goat? Not even a Bright Steel Protector? Great. Really, really good for me. 5 free damage. They don't really have healing outside of Guiding Touch, unless you count leveled up Pantheon. That is a fine card. Just give me a Comet. You'll love to see it.
Daylight warms the heart and lights the way.
So good luck, opponent. Can't even attack in unless you wanted to waste a champ spell because of the White Flame nerf. And a Ruination on top. It's the best. It's so good. And you hit an Equinox for me? Oh, you love me, Sketcher. Deck, you love me. I love you too, deck. You're helping me out here. Now, though, I just need to draw, say, a Vile Feast. Yeah, that's it. If I can draw a Vile Feast, game is mine. I should have considered just open attacking with the Goat, by the way. That was actually proper, but I didn't do it because I'm dumb. But yeah, I need to draw a way to pop a Spell Shield here. If I can do that, I win the game. I'm actually going to Comet here now. They've only drawn 9 cards. I want to do this now as soon as possible. So yeah, get rid of that Yuumi before they have a chance to draw a Bastion. The longer and longer I wait for that play, the more and more chances they get to draw a Bastion. It's fine. We'll just take the damage and summon Thresh. It's pretty good. That's pretty bad to draw that, but still, though, pretty good. Got some great board control here. Gem on the Goat, sure. Activates their Pale Cascades. Like, Pale Vile Feast is what I'm seeing here. So I'm just going to send in this. They probably have to block, too. At least block the Goat with the Bright Steel. Because if my opponent knows the deck, which they should know this deck. Thresh Aesol is not a new deck. They should realize I have atrocities in this deck. Well, you hate to see it, but sure. Goodbye, Thresh. I've got a second one, so it's not the worst. But yeah, with Vengeance, Ruination, and Equinox, I don't think I can lose from here. Guiding Touch is not bad. What is this Pantheon? Cool. Looking fine. We'll just summon a Thresh here. If they Zenith Blade that Goat, I probably Equinox it, I think. Yeah. I think that's going to be my play if they Zenith Blade it, is just Equinox it. They wouldn't do that, though. I'd be very surprised if they did that. Really, it feels like my opponent's game plan now is just hope for a good Pantheon. And that's why my game plan is hope to find a Vile Feast. Or I guess another Spacey Sketcher and a Crescent Strike. That'd be nice. Or I could just keep pushing damage. Okay, Wounded White Flame is not terrible. There's my Vile Feast. Good to see it. Just gonna open pass here. See if they Zenith Blade up their Dragon right now. If they pass, good for me. Guiding Touch face, okay. Yeah, it just seems like they're buying time until they can get a nice Pantheon turn. He'll be leveled soon. Maybe looking for another Yuumi, perhaps? But yeah, I don't know. I don't see my opponent coming out of this. If I can draw a star shaping too, that's great because I can actually push some damage through. Aurelion Solem's. My opponent is playing star shaping in Pantheon. Okay. That is the first time I've ever seen someone play star shaping in Pantheon, but sure. Sure. That actually is terrible for me. Let's do this now. Okay, sharp sight's just +3/+3. They need a pale here. All right, no pale. Good for us. That means I can now play Guiding Touch and Cycle, which is what I was waiting for. There's my star shaping. That's good. Now, do I star shaping my Thresh or my face? Thresh is so far from a level up, I'm going to just send it face. This is actually terrible. I needed a Supernova. I guess I'll take Immortal Fire. It's not bad. But yeah, this is pretty bad. I'm probably gonna have to waste an Equinox or a Vile Feast. Vengeance on a big Celestial unit now. Okay, nice draw. It's actually a really nice draw there. Please don't hit. Please don't hit Spell Shield. Please don't hit Spell Shield. I need you to not hit Spell Shield. You didn't hit Spell Shield. Scout attack? So I kind of want a Ruination here. Yeah, I think I'm going to Ruination this. I don't think I'm getting a better Ruination here, and I'm not losing much on my side. I'm losing a Thresh with no level up progress. If they have Bastion, we got our Vile Feast. And this is why I was hoping for no Spell Shield. Because they had to waste a Bastion now. Alright, that's good. Pantheon is gone. 2 Wounded White Flames and a Saga Seeker is gone now. Let's do this. Doggo. Kind of would have liked a Crescent Strike or something there to, you know, pop a Spell Shield. Oh, well, we'll just have that. And let's start with a Doggo. I just want to cycle. My hand's not that great. Living Legends. Oh, boy. Could have played the Immortal Fire into an Atrocity. That was definitely an option, too. But I think cycling here is just a little bit better. Written in Stars. Hopefully they hit Yuumi and not Pantheon. They hit Pantheon, of course. Did you hit Elusive? You did hit Elusive. I'm going to kill him now, I think. I'm so happy my opponent can't seem to roll Spell Shield on their Pantheons, by the way. I think it's like a 40% chance to hit a certain keyword. I actually don't know. It might be less than 40% now. I think it was 40% before Augment or whatever. Maybe. I don't know. Don't ask me to do math stuff. Wow, that was a lot of removal. A lot of Supernovas. Really glad I didn't play Immortal Fire. And hello, Asol. Good to see you. And GG. All right. Looks like a more of a meme deck here. Braum, Yuumi, pretty much just... I'll keep Solari Priestess here because Comet's great against Yuumi. Pretty much just Pantheon Yuumi, but not as scary. Hand's not that great, though, sadly. I haven't really seen Braum Yuumi too much. Oh, are we against... Is it Shellfolk? Are you playing Shellfolk too, opponent?
Nothing escapes.
Yeah, it feels like my opponent might be playing Shellfolk too. I don't know. Whenever I see a turn 1 Otterpuss, I just immediately think Shellfolk. And why would you play Otterpuss if you're not playing Shellfolk? Don't get me wrong, it's a fine card, but please, Shellfolk. No removals are really bad.
Sunlight guide you, my brethren.
And our hand's really bad.
This is our way.
Okay. That's actually annoying. A stance on Braum's actually scary.
For the homestead.
Just block like this, and I'll play Traveler. Yeah, I think Traveler's better here. Golden Sister, just for a better curve, because my curve is pretty much non-existent right now. There goes my Golden Sister. There goes my Piercing Darkness. Come on, just give me a Comet. Thank you.
Warms the heart and lights the way.
Telescope. Alright, so I can answer a Shellfolk, and it does feel like Shellfolk's coming. Especially after seeing a Loof Traveler, I really feel like a Shellfolk is coming. I'm gonna do this just so I don't burn too much mana. Doesn't feel like I'm gonna get a great Vile Feast this matchup. Pokestick, cool. It's fine. As long as if they are on a Shellfolk, that's okay. There goes my Comet. Or my Atrocity. Nope, there goes the Comet. 8 mana Comet. I can still play it if they have Shellfolk, but ugh. Thankfully their board is very small, so that's nice. Oh, that's even better.
I'll spot him.
Why are they facepalming? Get in there, Golden Sister. This is actually even better than having to Comet a Shellfolk now. Yeah, I don't really see myself losing if they're Shellfolk. If they're Feel the Rush,
You are beneath me.
we're not gonna let these damage us. Or we're not gonna kill these. I don't want to give them more card draw. I'll let these just hit me over and over, I don't care. Just gotta be careful of Ram Stance. And if they avalanche me, so what? Alright, that's a 5 mana Hush. That's actually really nice that they hit Hush. Now they'll think I don't have 3 mana Hush. Nice. Pretty nice card there. Another Comet. I could take Written in Stars, but I've got 2 Star Shapings. I don't need to try and find Aurelion Soul. Could have open attacked with a Silver Sister here too. Damage doesn't really matter too much for us. Oh, we're definitely just gonna pass here. I mean, does it matter? I have Atrocity, so I'll take the 4 damage. There's no way they're playing Feel the Rush. Like, Feel the Rush with Yuumi sounds awful.
Safeguard our homes.
I'll just take it and Star Shaping here. Okay, Great Beyond. Could take Scourge, but I can curve out and play Great Beyond next turn. Okay, Ram Stance. Whatever. No problem. Could have stopped it with a Withering Wail if I cared enough, but it's not like this matters for me. Maybe they're setting up an Ice Shard.
Sebastian border from here.
Ooh, and GG. Never even really got to see my opponent's deck. All right. So, welcome back to the deck. Pretty good games. 3 games, 2 wins and 1 loss. We won against Yordle in Arms, Demacia Yordle in Arms, a Yuumi Pantheon deck, and a Yuumi Braum deck. I still don't even really know what that Yuumi Braum list was, in all honesty. But we did well. Lost against the Demacia deck, the Demacia Yordle and Arms deck, which it was a close game at the very least, but we still lost, which is, it's a little sad, but whatever. We won against the Pantheon list, which is kind of a given with this deck. It just kind of beats Pantheon. And we won against the Braum Yuumi list, which just felt like either a Shellfolk deck or a all-in Braum list, I want to say, maybe? I don't know. I'm not sure about that one, because that's what the Vulpine Wanderer made me feel. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe this deck, there is something with this deck. I think Thresh Ace, I think it's definitely a deck that is much, much, much better in tournaments where you have a ban phase and where generally the meta is a little slower. In general, tournament metas are slower, like not just tournaments, but Gauntlet, best of threes, whatever you want to call it, kind of meta is a little bit slower than the ladder. Ladder is really, really fast. You run into things that you don't normally see, like aggro, burn, spiders, etc., while in tournaments, those are pretty much non-existent or rare. But yeah, the deck did fairly well. With some fine-tuning, I think the deck has some legs to it. If you can see, after you've basically figured out what your personal meta is looking like, you can then tune the deck for it. The problem with that idea is maybe once you tune the deck, you just never see what you were previously seeing. It's the curse of card games, basically. But yeah, I'd love to hear your opinions on Thresh Ace. I love this deck. It's one of my favorite decks that I like to play, even though it's not that great on ladder. It's still a very fun deck to play because playing Targon Invokes is just a fun thing to be. And Aurelion Sol is a fun champion for me. But I'd love to hear your opinion on it. Do you think this deck is a good deck for the current meta, or do you think just some other Shadow Isles control deck just does what this does, but better? Tell me down below. And if you guys just enjoyed the video in general, I'd love it if you could leave a like or a comment down below. Always helps me and my channel out. And if you guys want to keep up with the Legends of Runeterra content, you can always go and subscribe to the channel as well. And if you want to watch me play some Legends of Runeterra, you can go and check me out over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Zenaton, where I stream pretty much every single day. Anyway, though, with that all said and done, thank you all again once more for watching this video. And until I see you guys in the next one, bye!